Good evening, Jazz. You are my friend. It's the one who is going to trigger me to go online. Well, I have been online, but we are now officially going to go online by unclicking the stream soon icon, and here we go. I foolishly left the chat on the screen. This might change depending on how we behave ourselves. And I have got a couple of games for you by one of my favorite Hungarian players. Unfortunately now, from the past, we are talking about Grandmaster András Adorjan, who is a namesake of mine. Why don't we have any more rating roulette? Huh, good question. Good question. Yeah. I haven't spoken about that with Rengao for a while, so I reckon all it needs to be done is just to mention Rengao that, hey buddy, we need some love, and I reckon it's gonna come. And Fork in the house, ladies and gents. What a happy day when we managed to catch Fork, and Fork manages to catch us. You are in Germany, brother, right? Ja, natürlich. Guten Abend, meine liebe Damen und Herren. Ja. Sehr gut. Alright, so the first game is going to be a game between Zakharov, Alexander, and Adorjan. I believe that this Zakharov actually may be the dude who was the coach of Kasparov, the very first coach of Garry Kasparov. If anyone better educated than me in the chat, meaning pretty much anyone, can confirm or deny my theory on that one, that would be golden. Absolutely golden. If also anyone could tell me if YouTube is going live or not, that would be brilliant. Let's go. The opening is going to be the Pirts defense, and a fairly old and classical variation with bishop e2, castles, Konyi c6, bishop g5. Black usually doesn't mind provoking d5, by the way, and then dropping back. This is also theory. Bishop g5 is a bit of an odd one. It is definitely an odd one because I don't really know what he wants to do after a certain black move here. And for the first time we are going to invite chat. Talizar with the follow. Thank you so much. Chat, what do we do after multi-accounts too, by the way? What do we do after bishop g5? Whoa! Hello, Talizar! Brand new follower immediately smacking a Saberino in my face. That's how we roll, baby. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So Jazz Mountain, who understands chess really well, says h6 brav. And that is exactly the best call every single time a bishop comes out here. You always want to pose a question. Quo vadis? That in Latin, if I'm not mistaken, means, where are you going, bruv? And now there are only awkward answers to be had, because if bishop h4... Actually, you know what? Let's carry on, ladies. What do we do now? It's a miracle that you are catching it, buddy. I stream all the time. So what do we do now? Do we pursue or do we chillax? Which one is it? Alright, so what do you want to follow it up with, buddy, if we go bishop g3, though? So g5, bishop g3, what then? Are we then going to do anything cool or uncool, or what's the big deal? Goblin is here. Thank you for the follow, bruv. There, look, partly you are correct. So we want knight g5, bishop g3, knight h5, because you definitely want to hunt the bishop. And the additional value in this operation is the fact that now after knight takes, pawn takes back, we have got g4 picking off the d4 pawn. So by forcing the bishop off of this diagonal, it means that now it cannot participate in the defense of the d4 pawn. A very important idea to remember. So in the game, Zakharov dropped back to to f4. The issue here is that, yeah, obviously they wanted to play queen d2 with the tempo on h6, but that is not going to happen. What do we think black should play here, guys? Wow. Turbo Camomilla, thank you so much for the follow. By the way, guys, while you are at it, and since this is going out on YouTube as well, please consider chucking a YouTube subscribe. Cannot hurt at all and can gain a lot. As in, you can gain a lot by doing that. So please consider chucking a Sabarino on YouTube as well. No, he says no. Bishop g4 looks alright, but then don't I have queen d2 maybe? And then I'm tickling this. The engine does like bishop g4, by the way, a lot. And it doesn't even mention queen d2, so I must be blundering some stuff. e5. Hello. What is going on here? This is what happens when you let the engines go nuts. Like, this doesn't make any sense to a human to sack a pawn, trade the queens, and then play knight d4 and claim that you are slightly better with black. It's like, whatever. Yeah, I actually prefer the way how Adorjan played this, which is a very unusual move. Fuck, you are close. You are close. The problem with knight h5, bishop e3, and then e5 is that we don't really have an effective follow-up here because d4 is not exactly hanging. So I can just play queen d2, rook d1 and be reasonably happy. The idea of playing for e5 was correct, but the prep with knight h5 wasn't. Any ideas as to how we can tidy that up a little bit, or make it wilder, rather? I think that's a better way to put it. We definitely want to make it wild. g5, e5 is not typically something you want to do. Again, the engines seem to agree because of the ability to play g4, I suspect. But these two pawn moves together just make the structure very airy on the light squares. So I suppose it's playable, but yeah, I would be reluctant to play like this. So Adorjan played here a quite wild move, which was knight g4. Now, the plan behind the move is super obvious once you see it, right? He's looking to break with e5. Is there any meaningful way for white, excuse me, to try to mess with this plan? Or it is good as is? Hey, Dev. Good to have you on board, senor. So, what can white do against e5? Or can they do anything against e5? That's it, folk. Very good. So, if h3, then we want e5 anyway. This is the brilliant idea, which was, by the way, played in the game. The other very important concept, of course, to follow is that d5 is also strongly met by e5. Stock standard operation. If you don't know this, you really need to remember that this is the way to go. And now, after en passant, we have a developed bishop. If they drop back the bishop to, let's say, g3, then we can drop the knight back and play for f5 like the champions we are. So, Zakharov plays h3. We play d5. Duck. What do we take back with and why? Is the big question now. So, Emerson, I will take it back for you quickly. So, h3, the idea is that we play e5 and we counterattack. Hello, Mr. Pietras on YouTube. How are you going, man? Yeah, so we take back with the knight on g4. And what this does is that we manage to trade e4d, which is good news because white has got one less pawn in the center. But we also managed to open up this diagonal for the bishop to somewhat better efficacy, I guess is the word. Okay, black took. What do we take back with? And you need to be very careful here with what you take back with. Obviously can't be the bishop because h6 hangs, so it's a battle between pawn and knight. Tonton Gonza, welcome to the party, brother. Welcome in. So pawn or knight, and reasoning is required too. Capture with the pawn. I don't mind the idea, but can you tell me why? We prefer going that way. Or not really. You are correct. 95 is 4 is what is coming, not 5, but you are correct again. Very good. So we take back with the pawn for two reasons. One, because it's good. The other one is that the other one is bad. Now, jokes aside. So if we take with the knight, then after bishop e3, white gets a very simple and easy f4, queen d2, and black is lacking play here big time. Black is lacking play here big time. So this is definitely no go. In strong contrast, once the pawn takes back, we can go into d4. And now I already prefer black. Because that knight on d4 is an absolute beast. Yeah. Bishop c4 played. And now we need to find some energetic, cool moves. Hey, Lauren. Hey. Welcome in. No humans can understand what a good feeling it is to rub your eyes unless you have got glasses. It's only people with glasses who understand how great it actually is. So what next? Lauren, fresh in. Well, I mean, it's debatable how badly the bishop wants to be in g7. If it was in c5, I would be somewhat happier. But I certainly do not mind having the bishop on g7. Is this a puzzle? No, no, no. We are just playing through games in the usual style of guess the move. Wizard, bishop e6 is an interesting and logical proposition, but there is a serious problem with that move. Hussam Noob is in the house, and that is that if you look at your two bishops, you can easily determine which one is the good one and which one is the not so great one. And if you look at this position through the glasses of good bishops, bad bishops, then you realize that you are going to trade off a good bishop. And you might not want to do that. C6 I like a lot. C6 is very good. Very logical. There are three moves here in this position that the engine wants us to play. One was played in the game. And there are two others, of which one of them is c6. Knight b c6. What? How is knight b c6 a move? I am so confuzzled. No, folk, you need to realize this is something that low-rated players struggle a lot with. Woolly Llama, hey. The bishop on c8 stands amazingly well. It is, rather I should say, it should or could be considered developed if it weren't for the fact that it buries the rook. But this diagonal is perfect. You don't want to be on a better diagonal. Right? The reason why we are reluctant to play a move like bishop d7 because it doesn't really add any value to the position. But I would almost go as far as arguing that putting the bishop on this diagonal makes it less effective than where it is. And as a result of that, once you realize that the bishop is actually good where it is, except for the fact that the rook really wants to come out, you could just go like, okay, let's just hold the bishop for a bit and develop a different piece to a square that is a given. Tonton Gonza, I don't know how likely it is that we are going to play f5. I don't know, because let's say we go king 8. Good question, by the way. But let's say we go king h7 and I just play a pass a4, yeah? If we go f5, this structure can explode rather quickly with ef, when optimally you would want to take with the g-pawn. But then after bishop takes, e takes, this pawn structure has become really wonky. It's not bad, by the way. I'll add the d5, yeah. But it feels like it's too loose, and there is no apparent attack at hand. Yeah, Lawrence, c6, queen e7 are both solid. I wouldn't play queen e7 without playing c6, and I don't think you would either. So, yeah. But why are you stopping with the queen here, is my question both to you and Lauren. Why are we stopping here when this diagonal goes all the way up to here? That is my challenge to both of you. Yeah, well, I figured that you didn't consider it. The good question, of course, from a coach would be, why not? In the absence of a knight on f3, you always want to consider pesky queen moves because it's annoying. It really is annoying. We want to be there in their face. Queen h4. And all of a sudden, we have put bishop takes h3 kinds of ideas on the map. Super obnoxious. Yeah. This looks quite sharp and problematic. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We want to play... Oh, that's Mr. Manchik. Welcome in, sir. Did you catch me from Twitter? I don't recall seeing you on my stream before, but I'm sure it has happened. What, did I not send out this tweet, or it just didn't get any love? You want to play. That is absolutely delightful. That is brilliant news, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. At least not with me at the moment. Prince Paul, thank you. I Thompson, thank you. And Citizen Lux, thank you. Prince Paul, we are analyzing chess games here, senor, in the hope that we are going to learn and become better players. So playing is not on the menu for tonight's stream. Yeah, now there's an argument, Lauren, that having played Queen h4, there's absolutely no need for c6, because if the knight comes into d5, you can just kick it. Alright, so Zakharov played knight d5, case in point, big fat question mark on it. C6, and they played knight c7. Now, I have a question here for everyone, and that is that analysis usually happens, senor, under certain rules and regulations. Please refer to exclamation mark analysis. Oh, it would work if I fired up my chatbot, but I haven't done so. So, what on earth is knight c7? What is white's plan in case of rook b8? We need to clear it up first, because this is really weird. What the plan? Bestifar, thank you for following us. Ooh, 82? Did I get a bit of a boost there from the .com TV, or what's happening? Took to b1. I dare say what you meant was rook, not took, and b8, not b1. But my question was that why did white play this? Like, what was their plan against rook here? Because this looks like this knight is on a suicide mission. And Lauren, your chess feel is perfectly spot on. Mr. Manchik is coming in with the correct answer, which is that rook b8 was intended to be met by c3, and when the knight buggers off, which by the way was another miscalculation on white's behalf, then we would take a7 and pick off the b8 rook. Now there are multiple chronic issues with this whole story. For starters, here we have got b5, because we already know, all of us do in this stream, that just because we have a piece under attack, it doesn't mean we have to move it. We counterpunch. And if the bishop drops back, we counterpunch again. And black is better already. But There's an even better move here for black already than rook b8. And I would like here to ask for some lines. At least some basic ones. Yeah, I think my body's still loading, friend. I'm sorry. But the gist of things is that you need to donate 5 subs to the stream to get your game analyzed. Thank you, Yuki, for following. Yeah. You want me to calculate at this hour of the night? Yep. Yep. Absolutely I do. What the heck happened with my chatbot? Shut itself down. Yeah, that's what I didn't want to hear. One move recommendations. I'm not interested. Don't tell me bishop h3. Tell me a line that makes you excited about bishop takes h3. Yeah, the body's not liking us today. That is evident. And apologies for that, by the way, but yeah. Best I can do is a blitz calculation. I'm happy with the blitz calculation. Stuff with any calculation is good for me. As long as you give me more than bishop h3, oh, awesome. If we can go beyond that, I will be happy. But it looks to me... Oh no, sorry guys, I needed to authorize my chatbot. Sorry. Rook b8, no, we have already discussed that. Wait, so you guys said take, yeah? But what if I then take on d4? Like, we're not calculating the most obvious line for some random reason. Why is that? So bishop takes, fine. I take you. You take me, I take you on d4. What do you do? Ah, captain is ketchup. Look at you go. This is it. So the first variation that needed to be seen is that bishop h3, gh3, queen h3, bishop takes d4 is well met by rook a d8. This is a really, really clever move. I don't even think that there is much wrong with ed, by the way. Well, apart from the fact that it hangs a8, so yeah, actually there is. Because now the point is that we're gonna definitely take d4. And c7 is not going anywhere. DH Germany, guten Abend. Guten Abend, Herr. Wie geht's, wie steht's? Sorry, friends, I need to flex my German. Or rather, the lack thereof. So this is looking already golden. For example, queen e2, rook d4. Let's say rook a d1. And I guess we have got multiple good looking moves here. But the very, very crude queen c8 is the cleanest. Guten Abend, alles super. Danke sehr. So yeah, bishop h3 played. However, we have got a new challenge that we haven't quite covered yet, which is that what are we going to do when hoppity hop takes this? Ich liebe Deutschland. Yeah, but there is no S in ich. It's just ICH. Yeah, that's correct, Lauren. It's all G. So what do we do now, folks? This is where it gets very dicey and exciting. And in fact, here, black played a bad move. Bad is harsh. They failed to find the best move, which is quite challenging indeed. And like now, we really need to calculate some serious amounts. Yami in YouTube says, "Hey man, good to see you. Likewise, likewise. The pleasure is mine." Bahnhof. You said bishop g4, f3, knight f3, g f3, queen g3 check, and perpetual. That is correct, Mr. Menchik, but bishop g3, g4, f3, knight f3, rook takes f3 might cause resignation, no? Thank you for Cardi and is that Cardi B? Unfortunately not. It's Cardi 004 and Great Inca for following us. Queen e4. Queen e4 double exclam was played in the game, which is not really double exclam, but it's a sexy move. The better move than Queen e4 is the immediate capture on g2, guys. And this creates a mate threat. And after king takes, we take on e4 now with a schach, as our German friends would approve. And now we have got some variations to cover. Most of them are going to be really, really fun. So what do we do against f3 is the first pressing question. This is going to be the kindergarten question, the entry level. Phoenix only Cyclone. Are you a StarCraft player? That sounds very StarCrafty to me. Yeah, Queen e3. Queen e3 is easy peasy because essentially in this position we are only an exchange down because the rook can, the knight can never come out. Jeez, we have got a lot of follows today. I don't understand what's going on. Trace, thank you. Mali Machak, thank you. Building North, thank you. All right, the StarCraft crew is here. Pig gave me a few raids, by the way, a couple of times. And vice versa. In fact, I did have a chess lesson with Pig once. I'm mentioning this to the StarCraft lovers. So, yeah, you're definitely not abandoned here. We love StarCraft in this stream. Yeah, this is just all over because the knight can't get out. Like, it's still locked in. And we have got multiple aggressive ways to continue this attack. Most notably, knight f5 is going to jump around on the dark squares, and this is all over. Right, so, back a little bit. What are we going to do if this king goes, for argument's sake? Let's have a little bit of fun, shall we? Let's go here. Actually, that's the only sensible move I can make with the king. Yeah, you met taste horses. Wow. Yeah, but you don't get to brag about that, Lauren. You were managing a team back in the day, which also many of the casual StarCraft watchers who come to my stream wouldn't know that Lauren actually used to manage a StarCraft 2 professional team, no less. We are channeling now our inner geeks and then some, because in a chess stream we are talking about StarCraft. I don't think that we can get worse than that. Community team, same thing. Knight f5 or knight f3. One is correct, the other one isn't. In fact, every single black move loses here barring one. What is that one move that is going to secure the W here, folks? Grey Thinker says, let's go to knight f5 and then queen to h4. My provocation to you, sir, is that why don't you do that with the knight going to f3? Captain Ketchup speaks a mix of German and English. As he says, Springer f3 is what he's recommending. But then he changes back to rook. So yeah, why would you guys go to f5 when you can go to f3? That makes no sense, right? And as per Mr. Menchik correctly stating, this is a mate threat. It's check, check, check. Sorry, that's mate already. So check, check, and mate is threatened. Lauren, I'm going to ban you if you use that ridiculous notation just once more in your life. So queen d7 is a very cute way to deal with the threat, because now I don't have queen g4 and the check on h2 is useless. So best I can do is take, but then we might as well take it right now and keep the king hanging a little bit on h3. And this is one of the many variations that prove this sack to be correct. Proves that correct. Yeah, like she's using the old, I don't even know what it's called, descriptive notation. That's like, no. That is absolutely unacceptable. It's like eating a green curry chicken with knife and fork. Like, you don't do that. That's a crime against the Asian culture. You can't do that. You eat that stuff with fork and spoon, the way the Asians do it. So, this was missed by Adorjan, who immediately went after the e4 pawn with queen takes e4. And now there came a sequence of best moves. Tuck. What's black's only move now, folks? Knight f3, correct. What do we do after king h1? Don't get excited. No checkmate. King g3? I don't think so. In which position was that? Oh, earlier. Well, we can have a look at that for shits and gigs. You wanted to go here. Then I just check down the bishop. Yeah. Right, so let's go. What do we do now? Knight h4. Yeah, very good. f3 and queen takes e3. And now we have got a similar scenario to what we saw before, which is that black is down a full rock. But in reality, it's only an exchange because the knight, once again, is completely stuffed. It can go to c7, but from here I can't go out anywhere. Okay, let's go back again. So, for the upteenth time. In this position, when do you want to play king g3? Tell me, please. I'm all ears. You want to play king g3 here? That's clever. That is clever, but it's not gonna cut it. Knight h4. Knight h4 is the winning, the subtle winning idea. And now I have got queen g2 and queen c4 as my threats, and you are helpless against one of them at least. Are we clean now? Good question though. I have to say that it was a much better question than I thought it was. And the answer is quite cool too. Yep, cool. Okay, so queen e4, tak, tak, tak. Check, f3, queen takes. And Zakharov plays knight c7. And apparently here we need to play with quite a bit of accuracy to bring the full point home. Yes, that's right, Trace. Yep, very good. Clearly you are not only good at StarCraft, buddy. You have got your head screwed on for chess too. Well done. Well done. Queen f4, brilliant move. I'm very impressed. Great Inca. So we want to sneak in here. We want to hit here. Excellent. Really, really good choice. e4 is not a silly idea because it also opens this up. Unfortunately, the engine does say that it's silly because of queen e1. And now we have got some problems with multiple units hanging, and if queen f4 then queen e4 is gonna x-ray the knight on h4 as well. So yeah, now queen f4 is cleanest by far. Queen d3 played. This was a mistake. Queen g3 as per promised. Queen e2. And Adorjan slipped up here too. The best move here. Greetings from Slovakia, Joe Beltmaker. That doesn't sound like a Slovakian name, brother, but welcome. Welcome, friend. Yeah, finding the best move here for black is actually ridiculous. It really is next level stuff. I don't know if I would find this move. Thank you, Muhab BM. I wonder if the BM is bad manners or Blade Master. Which part of Slovakia are you from, brother? Are you from Bratislava or Tunisia? We have got an African friend. Moab did sound like a Muslim name, so I suppose Tunisia checks out. Welcome in, brother. Knight f5. Endgame player is killing it. That is a superb idea. That is really, really pretty. And the best part of this move, like it's actually a bit above my head as I'm looking at this, is that if they play something like rook d1, we don't even take. What do you think we do instead? This is absolutely next level. Granted, queen h3 is winning, or better for black, and only marginally worse than the alternative. Goblin coins. I am honestly confused, guys. I got more follows today than, I don't know, ever before in one day. Yeah, it is queen h4. And the point of the move is that you add a lot more threats, because now we have this as well as this. And that's too much to handle. Unfortunately, Adorjan, he played e4 right away, trying to incorporate the bishop and also hit the knight. But this was well met by queen h2. Now, I would be pretty confident with black here after bishop b5 and taking this. But, yeah, I don't know. The engine claims that this is dead even. Gachikovo, right, okay, cool. Cool. And 92 apparently is a miss. Did he miss rook f7? Oh! Oh! Man! Wow, he missed a very clever tactic here. Yeah, look, the problem with taking the knight is the fact that after take back, this knight is not going to be able to get out of here alive. But who can find here, guys, an incredible tactic instead of this really, really dumb move? Super difficult tactic, by the way. Really hard. Well done, folk. Well done, mate. So it's 96. And knowing Adorjan, by the way, I am willing to place a bet that in this position he would have played knight c4 and then... Not sure which recapture is better. This feels more natural, no? I'm 100% he would have played this. And frankly, I would pick black here any day of the week. After takes, I'm picking white in this. In fact, no, I'm not picking white. White is completely winning this. Like, there's no question about who I'm picking. This is game over. Yeah, but instead 98 was played, which was just utterly silly. And obviously now the exchange is meaningless because black has got a sea of pawns on the king side. And they just started rolling and there's nothing white can do here. I mean, they tried. Kudos to them, but those pawns are just relentless. And at this point, Zakharov gave up the game. Wasn't bad, eh? Wasn't bad at all. Alright, I found a pretty wild Sicilian from the time when Adorjan was still a youngster. Great thinker. I don't know necessarily what you mean by chess being solved, but if you think what I think you think, then it's pretty safe to say that it has already been solved, and it's perfectly irrelevant for human players. Like, we already know with 99.9% certainty of what openings can be played, what openings cannot be played. And we also know about 99.9% certainty that with correct play, black has a draw in every single game. And none of this has any bearing whatsoever. Well, some bearing, at least on your opening choices. But in terms of being a great player, it has zero bearing, because the point is that the number of facts that have already been established, and I'm using facts instead of moves here, are so large that no human can memorize it all. It's impossible. So as long as humans are playing it, it's always gonna be a skill game, skill-based game, rather than a 100% purely knowledge-based game. Yeah, folk, you just push the pawns, man. Like, the rooks are useless. Sorry, I'm a bit reluctant to go back now to that, but yeah. Two exchanges are always a very, very tricky business to win if the rooks don't have clear targets. And in that position, black had an entire kingside with pawns covered. So, yeah. Good stuff, Mr. Menchik. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's have a look at this Sicilian. This was a... Oh, actually, I forgot to ask for a review. I'm curious about how accurate these games are. Yeah, there were 2 misses in this one, but let's see. So this is all theory. All right, I will stop about here, I reckon. What will you play here for black? No. These are games from like 30, 40, 50 years ago. I just decided to pick one of my favorite Hungarian grandmasters from the past, and I'm going through some of his games. That's it. So what should we do here for black? H5. Very bold. Very typical of you, I would say. But no. Castles is the engine's favorite move. I would play bishop b7, and bishop b7 was played. No. The first name checks out, but the surname doesn't. G4 played. Now here is a engine record that I really love. And I want to show you. So according to the machine, the best black move here is h6. However, after, for example, queen d2, the next move is nothing short of brilliant. I need to, excuse me, grab a drink. I will be with you in a second. Here's. Can you honey make me a tea, please? 2 sachets. Come here. Is the heating on? Up to here. Where? Just a bit more than half. Thank you, love. Yeah. Oh yes, Tactics Swindle X. You are going to be banned too because you're spoiling all the fun. Yes, that's right. So G5. And we have launched a very ambitious attack against the dark squares. What if FG? Yes, a little bit. It is like the Zakharov game, yes. Wow. Is that normal that I tweeted that I'm streaming and not a single response to that tweet? Like, that is absolutely shocking. And I didn't even put a link, so Twitter wouldn't have eaten that. Maybe peeps just tuned in. I don't know. Oh, I don't know, mate. Oh, I don't know. Can a book, Things You Need to Become an IM, be written, or is it too impossible to write? Yes, it would be. Well, I could write a book what things you need to do to become an IM in 5 sentences. And I could write that in 500,000 sentences. So the first one would not satisfy you if you were genuinely curious about it. The second one would take too long to read. So the idea is that we take it back, and now the H file is open, the E5 square is ours, and after bishop G5, D5 is already a mate threat, no less. And the white king is very, very, very exposed. Instead, Adorjan, he played B4. And here, ladies and gentlemen, something very curious happened. I wonder who is going to calculate this correctly. So this is my question. Can we take on E4 or not? And if we can, prove it with a line. Well, Lorena, I don't think you would do that because E4 is hanging, so you would most certainly consider that. CM, nah, because you have proper goals. You want to have proper goals. Like FM at least, right? No. The question, of course, after 94, and then if bishop e4, then we need to find a tactic there first. Right, so now we are beginning to talk biz. So after 94, we have got 2 in-between moves. One of them is queen c2. The other one is knight c2. One of them was played, but I'm not going to tell you which one. Yes, so knight d4, take, bishop e4 loses to queen d4. That's the first thing that we needed to notice. Actually, to be fair, d5 defends both, but then queen g7 becomes very problematic. So we can do this. So now it's on to the 2 in-between captures and c2, and we need to figure out which one we want. Great thinker, you mean knight d1, not knight d8.
Might be a bit hot.
Thanks, buddy. Okay, that line may be playable, but can you please explain to me why after knight e c2 rook c1 you don't play bishop e4 and just walk away with a win? Or maybe there is more to that line too. So this is why chess is a difficult game, and this is why chess is a beautiful game. If you play knight c2, rook c1, bishop e4 in the belief that you just won the game, then root will be the awakening after bishop d3. Although here knight e3, rook takes, knight takes, bishop takes, d5 is roughly equal. But you would want to calculate at least this far, which is not a small task. Remember, we all started from here. To calculate from here to what I just showed you is tough. On top of that, there is another line here that we need to see, which is that after take, knight b4 is a very neat way to save the day. For black, that is. That is what I call really, really good chess, when these lines are accurately calculated and executed. Instead, Adorjan played queen c2, which on the surface actually looks perhaps even better than knight takes. But this move has got multiple refutations, many. So I'm very curious if we can find at least one. I didn't even realize how bad this was. So we are now white, and we would like to prove this to be not playable. Can we do that? Knight e6 was played in the game. You don't want to know the annotation that that move got. Oops. Yeah. Yes, the cleanest by far is just knight back. Development is irrelevant. White is a piece up. I don't know what happened here, that this got completely missed by both players. Knight e6 was played. And now complete reverse. Can we take e2? Of course we can, because it's made in one thread. That was a trap question and you all fell into it. Nothing looks scary, friend, when there is a mate in one thread. No, no, no. Bishop c5 is a mate threat, but my mate threat is much stronger than yours. So rook f2 played, and now every black move basically wins. We went check, king here, knight d5. Beautiful move, hitting the bishop and covering the checkmate that hasn't even been threatened. Now they played this. And I want someone to tell me the winning move here for black. There are two of them that are very clearly winning. One of them was played. Rook d8 was played, second best, but my German friend is telling us queen check picking of the knight here is the way to go. Yeah, exactly, there isn't one. King g1, you pick off the knight and they just can't take this knight. And if they try to attack it, like so, then you just attack the queen and they have to give up the mate threat. Okay, that was not too flash in hindsight, I have to admit. That wasn't too flash, so I will bring you something much, much better. I'm very happy for you, senor. This game is going to be fun. And this was played by 2 grandmasters, so quality here is guaranteed. The opening is going to be a line that was very trendy back in the day. And that was this knight e2, tuck tuck, castles, a3, and pawn d5 variation. What would you do here for black? Kasparov played a very, very famous game in this, by the way, with white. Yes, that's right. I did make a YouTube video on this. So one big line is take, take, bishop c5. And another one is take, take, and then just rook e8. Kind of provoking d6, which wasn't played, and then pull the bishop back. And it's not quite clear who is ahead in development here, because obviously the pawn on d6 is a wedge that creates awkward disconnection between queen and king side, but the white king is also stuck in the middle, the e-knight is pinned, there are all kinds of miseries here. Bishop e3 played first. What do we do? d6 is playable, but it's very, very passive. Knight g4, that's the way with all ladies. Anything wrong with moves like taking, as in taking this? Yes, d6 wins the bishop. So you have to be super careful with that stuff. So knight g4, bishop d4. What next? No, you are welcome, Trace. Trace, what's your StarCraft race, just out of curiosity? Based on your strategic approach, I will guess you are a Zerg. I do like the idea of bishop h4 provoking weaknesses, but you might be provoking g3, bishop g2, and queen side castle. So you might be actually helping me to develop. So I don't know if we are provoking weaknesses there or we are provoking our opponent to play good moves. Back on toss. Okay, fair enough. I made it to diamond with all three. And I found Protoss to be by far the easiest race to play with my very limited skills. Like, it's infinitely easier than the other races. You will be shocked to know the move that was played. Yeah, same here. So it was not bishop f6, it was not bishop h4, it was not d6. It was quite a weird move. Yes, it is knight h6. And it turns out that the knight on f5 is going to stand sensationally. Absolutely brilliantly. Nah, I wouldn't say that. I'm not a toss hater. Anyway, knight f5 is coming. So g4 played. Now that is a really, really bold and fun counterpunch. You got to love that stuff. Silent board. 11. Hey, hey, bud. How's it hanging, mate? Hold G. Yeah, g4 is pretty wild, right? Like, that's not the type of stuff that you expect here. So how do we handle this? Oh, careful there, Great Tinker. Takes rook g1, d6, pawn h3. What do you do with the horse? You come back f6, I suppose. You know what's funny? The engine doesn't even want to play rook g1. The engine wants bishop h3, which is really weird. So it turns out that g4 was actually a bad bluff at the best of times. And the best white move, you are not going to believe what the best white move is in this position, guys. That is sheer insanity. These are the types of moves that, you know, before the engine era, if you came up with a move like this, you would be scoring a few totally free wins, like completely uncontested, because no one would have thought about it. Absolutely nobody. So the best move, and by quite a large margin in this position for white, is knight g3. I go like, yep, go for the discovery, wherever you like. Go here, go here, go here, take the pawn, whichever you might like, go for it. And it sacks 2 pawns for an incredible amount of initiative. It's insane. It is absolutely bananas. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This was not part of the game, though. I just found it by sheer luck with the engine. So in the game, g4 played. And we played d6. Now note that half of the reason why white played g4 was to facilitate bishop g2, right? So it was not to create some ganko attack necessarily, or not only. What do we do after h3? Per played. Get your bits out. Yeah, that's the way to put it, I suppose. Another move that I think will shock half of the audience. And he sacrifices the queen. Says, hello, I love your videos and I'm glad to catch you live. I'm glad you catch me live too, my friend. Thank you, thank you. So, please offer me some move recos. No, white is playing for bishop g2 castles. Which is why bishop h4 doesn't seem to make too much sense to me. Bishop g5 is the engine's favorite move, and it puzzles me a little bit, not gonna lie. f5. f5, guys. This is where we enter the wilderness. f5. Bring it, baby. Queen c2. Now that move is definitely signaling queenside castles. Therefore, knight on f3, yeah, that would be nice. Transfer chess. Drunken Bosmer. I don't know what a Bosmer is, but welcome in. Yeah, bishop g5, for sure. Absolutely. Bishop g2. '97, easy peasy. Takes f5. This looks bad to me. Yeah, drunken. That's right. That's what it sounded like. For the Hungarian speakers, it made a lot of sense. Whoa! Oshki coming in. 11 month, baby. 11 month. Have you ever guys seen that comedy sketch where two Scottish guys are stuck in an elevator, and the elevator is voice commanded, right? So you can't press buttons. You need to tell them where to take you, and then the elevator just takes you whatever you say. And the elevator can't understand what they're saying because of their Scottish accent. Now you might wonder, why did I just come up with this story? The reason why is because they tried to go to floor 11, which is what Oshke has subscribed for. 11. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? 11. I can't do a Scottish accent though, so I'm not gonna go there. Right, knight f6, very good. Bringing the bishop to the party. Clearly no one has seen this because the chat is completely unresponsive. I need to go back then to my favorite scene when the relief teacher reads out the class roll and mispronounces every single name. D nice. You hear D nice? Balake. Balake, you better be sick, dead, or else you're going to meet my wrath. Balake. Alright, knight f6 played. Blake. h4. I need a strong move here, folks. Maybe I did play it already. No one is away with Mr. Gavi either, really? Can we just pause the chess for a second and ask the chat if anyone has seen the scene with Mr. Gavi, the relief teacher? You're making me sad. Oh, Oshki, you haven't seen it. Oh my god, so you guys haven't lived. Okay, I have to put it in the chat because this is now getting embarrassing. What happened with you guys? Like, one of the greatest comedy scenes in the history of humankind, and no one knows. So, I just realized that bishop f4 loses to the most spectacular stuff ever. It's insane. Can you guys find out what's happening here? Alright, putting in the chat the link. You must thank me later for this, because this is like unheard of. The only reason why I'm not playing it on stream because I'm streaming to YouTube too, and I don't know that streaming a YouTube video on YouTube is necessarily a good idea when it comes to copyrights and all that type of jazz. Yeah, look at this double attack, guys. That's not every day that you land a W like this. And you know what makes it even better? That queen e5 is actually protecting both the rook and the bishop, but then after king d1, the bishop is trapped on f4. Whatever. News. Thank you very much for tuning in, bruv. Just the casual king d1 to trap the bishop on f4. And by the way, the only winning move in this position. King d1, and we can pack it back in the box. The game is over. Absolutely surreal stuff. So, not bishop f4. Bishop f5 is the correct move here. King f1. Oh boy, I love it when the questions just come in 1 second too late. King f1. Bishop d2, of course. Yeah, I escaped, buddy. Hello? No questions. Anyway, so bishop f5 played. Queen a4 played. Bishop d7 played. Queen b4 and bishop f4. And now it's crystal clear that white is definitely having a lot of trouble here with the king being stuck in the middle. Knight f5 pending. Poorly coordinated pieces on the white side all over the shop. This looks like bad news, folks. King f1 desperation move played. And now it's time to turn on the afterburners and start some aggro. What would you do, ladies? What is it that you would do here? Oh, Rainer went live. For the non-chess folks, Rainer is one of the best StarCraft player ever in the history of the game. Knight FG4. Why not H, though? Also, aren't you hanging a bishop? Grey Tinker is telling us the goods here, guys, because he says bishop E5 appears to be forced. Yeah, we tend to go a bit casual when it's somebody else's game when it comes to hanging pieces, right, ladies? Like, let's not forget that that is free. Take queen d6. So now we gave up a pawn, but the opponent's king is stuck in the middle. It is time to bring on the heat. How do we bring on the heat? Moves, please. Good moves. Let's turn on that aggro and attack and go after that king. Please. A5. I ignored that because that is hanging a little bit. Knight FG4 and Rook F5 are recommended moves. Knight FG4 is played and is best. The reason why we don't go with this knight is because this knight has a much better square to go to. King G1. Knight F5 goes without saying. The pile up on the king side is absolutely spectacular. Queen B4. And now we have got a hanging horse problem, which is probably not a good combination to say those two words in the same sentence. So this horse is under attack. You could simply retreat, yes, but that is not what we do in chess, not when we play it well. A retreat is not how we roll in chess, friends. We leave that for those who are not serious about business. Those like us who are serious, we go forward. No questions asked. Yeah, that's right. Queen f6 is our threat. Knight g3. We have got multiple wins here. How would you proceed? Instead of queen b4 would have been a bit wild because the queen was hanging, yeah? So I don't think so, senor. You could have played f3 here, but that seems to just cause more harm than good because now you just gave me an extra square for my knight. a5 to kick the queen and then queen b6. Clever. I like that idea, but a5 would force the queen to d4 where it still monitors b6. Kilroy, thank you. Welcome in. By the way, if you are a new follower on Twitch and you don't sub to my YouTube channel, that would be marvelous if you could. The YouTube link will pop up after exclamation mark YouTube. Queen g5 looks good, but it walks into knight e4. I prefer queen f6 because then if they play knight e4, then we have knight f3 check. Oh my goodness, can someone find here an absolutely insane winning sequence for black? Oh my god. That is so cool. Wow, this is golden. Absolutely. No, queen a6 is not good because then I have knight e2. Close, but no cigar. Knight e3, isn't it hanging? We wanted to do some double check shenanigans. Now there's a far cleaner win than that. Capybara, thank you buddy for tuning in. Love you. Cheers, mate. That's right. Takes, ladies. Takes is the pain, and then swingeroni, smackaroni, checkmateroni. Piranha. I like that name. Welcome in, bud. But what happens if they take with the Ladi? Kindergarten Tactico. Chop chop. You have got 3 more seconds to type it in. Bishop b5, knight e2. Oh, great, Inca. Don't get excited. It's just the .com embed. They are not actual real views. Casual Dad in the house. Welcome in. Knight e2 check. Thank you. Right. So the game ended as follows. Queen f6, knight e4, knight e3 check. Tac. Queen takes b7. Rook f8. Very logical, bringing all the boys and girls to the party. Queen takes d7. I need a muscle move now. Yeah, great thinker. If I had 1,400 viewers, buddy, yeah, I wouldn't have too many problems in life. I mean, I don't want to sound like I do have problems in life, but I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So what are we doing here, ladies? What is the win? 1,500, wow. Looks like there's a lot of peeps on .com. I suppose America is... No. Wait, what? How is Casual Dad... What? Casual Dad, what the hell? Like, isn't it like the middle of the night in the US? By the way, Casual Dad, you are a man of culture. Do you know the comedy sketch with Mr. Gavi, the relief teacher? Because no one in the chat knew what I was talking about, and I felt so old and alienated and miserable. But you are a man of knowing it all. Why not just rook e4? Because then I just take you back, no? Il Tati, thank you for tuning in, friend. Thank you, thank you. In fact, this would be a very, very tragic way to lose the game with black, guys. Take, queen e6 check. Yes, that's the one. I knew that you would know that. Balake. Balake, you better be sick, dead, or... I don't know what it says there, but something like that. You wanna go to war with me, Balaki? Yeah, that's right. Yes, it's a key and peel. A Ron. And D nice. I'm pretty sure casual that back in the day when I, you know, came out to Australia, I would have spoken very similar to that. Yeah, so the idea, guys, is we need to take f2. I mean, it goes without saying. And now 452 pieces are hanging, and 300 of those are the king. You still? Yeah, I was waiting for that. That was a low hanging fruit there, for sure. That was a low hanging fruit. Yeah. I hate you too, just so that you know. I hate you too. Rook h2, 94, and really the rest is Carnage City. And white called it a day. Not bad, Ski. Not bad, Ski. Oh, likewise, of course. Okay, last game, ladies. Last game, and this is gonna be a Sicilian fun. Trace, you learn that from every single game. Okay, black to move, ladies. I want good moves, please. Please do not let me down. B5. B5 walking into E5 is probably not best. E5, however, is good. So is knight C5. And even queen B6 is playable, so you guys are all killing it. You guys are all killing it. E5 was played. Knight F5. I don't think I would have played this. G6. Knight E3. I wouldn't have played that. I can't believe that it's Hulak playing with white. A very respectable Croatian GM. Krunoslav Hulak. Takes F4. Would you have taken this, guys? Be honest. Hands on heart. Oh! Mr. Banktown. Hello? Mr. Banktown is bringing on the goods. Thank you, senor. Thank you, thank you. What a bloody legend. What a bloody legend. Exactly. So taking on F4 is perfectly fine because horse is going to be hoppity hop. I think what is available, quitting an opening right after you learned yet another thing about it is very counterintuitive. So many subs. It was 5 gifted subs. And I'm indeed very grateful for all of them. Alright, so Queen takes 95. h3. This is a dream Sicilian for black, because you get to develop the bishop to g7 without ever having to worry about the d6 pawn. You have a monster knight on e5, and your king is safe as heck. Like, there is absolutely nothing to concern yourself about here. Okay. Do we engage with this, or do we not engage with this? I don't like g5 because that creates a big hole on f5. People wants to castle. Third best move. Bangtan, you have absolutely zilch to worry about the f5 pressure, because as soon as this knight is gone, f7 is protected by 49 pieces. In fact, I would take this, and it was taken to win the game. I don't like knight fd7 because that makes this knight completely useless, right? You could argue that it also makes the e3 knight useless, and I would have to accept your argument, but it's less clear to me what we are playing for after that. Whereas if we take, then now we plug the hole. Now we have got the e-file to work with as well. And yeah, it seems to me to be a very, very easy position to play. We have the monster knight on e5, and they have got nothing to show for. Now the rest of the game is going to be an absolutely delightful example of how to turn a noticeable positional advantage literally into a checkmate. If knight d5 was c2 takeable, yes. Yes, it was. Rightio. As to move, what do we do? Yeah, and also no kingside attack. They've got basically nothing. Queen c7. Isn't it going to be met by either pawn c3 or bishop c3? Yeah, queen a5 is a subtle queen sack, boss. I don't think I would do that. Yeah, alright, I discarded that. The thing is that very often when people see positions like this, they want to jump on the opponent immediately. Rook e8, developing the last piece and adding extra pressure down here is just so logical, sensible, natural. You should never miss out on a move like this. It's a freebie. It's a give me. The pawn storm here is going to be way too slow. You definitely want to play with pieces here, not with pawns, because to push these pawns up here, that's 200 eternities. Not gonna be on time. Rook e1, rook e7. Now this is a textbook case of how to play well when you are conducting an attack with pieces. This move is a beautiful example of a multi-purpose move where we can go queen e8, exerting more pressure here, or we can do a double up here. King b1, queen e8. Called it, baby. And I didn't even know that this was played. Bishop f1. Knight fd7. The relocation toward the queen side has begun. Please note here the very clever additional value of the queen e8 move. When we read out the knight to c5, it will then jump to a4 and attack b2. And it's protected by the queen. Wow! That's how smart grandmasters are, folks. Knight b6 doesn't really make a difference, but from here I can go even here and here. Queen b4, trying to be a pest. What will you do for black? Wrong answers only. No, I'm kidding. Good answers only, please. Who is this beautiful human following us? Dante is Dante. Okay. That's deep. Dante Alighieri. Everyone wants to go knight e to c4. It's a legal move, but I will take it. What I'm really confused about, guys, is, and I actually expected this to happen. I don't know why, but this is such a common phenomenon in chess. And people fall victim of this all the time. I told you that the plan was to go to a4. White's move is very, very clearly not stopping us at all in executing said plan, and yet no one recommended knight a4. Isn't that a crazy part of the human psyche that you just realized that this was on, as if it mattered, by the way, and we completely forgot that we talked about the fact that the knight was en route to a4. Why wouldn't we go to a4? Hello? That's what we wanted to do. Wouldn't it be natural to start there? Speak up, ladies. Isn't that exactly? Isn't that a duh moment? Like, oh yeah. Knight e4 gets captured, chief. I don't see the win, do you? Rook takes c2, knight b6, and we lose. Knight a4, senor, is threatening to take on b2 with discoveries and all that jazz. That's what that does. So to give you an example, you play rook f2, I play knight b2. You take b2, I play knight d3. You resign, I'm happy. No, it's not an even trade because you lost that 2 pieces for a rook. Oh, you meant where? Blue Ghost, thank you. I didn't follow how that's an even trade. I took you here, you took on e2, I took on b6. You lost 2 pieces for a rook. Anyway, knight a4 played. Rook. What? Oh my god, he didn't take on b2. Jesus. Oh, you meant taking back on c4. Yeah, that's fair. But then, wait a sec. You want to take this? That is correct. And then knight d2, knight d7, rook e7, knight d2, queen d2, and then you trade it off everything. Yeah, you don't want that. Yeah, knight a4, rook f2. He didn't take this. That is so strange. I mean, granted, white gets 3 minors, yeah? But I don't think that this is... Oh, no, because e3 is hanging. Like, what? Oh! Wait, maybe he wanted this. No, that doesn't make any sense. No, never mind. I have no idea why he didn't take on b2. That's a blunder as far as I'm concerned. c3 played. The engine doesn't think it's a blunder, by the way. Knight d7. Hitting e3, rerouting the knights. Knight c2. Knight dc5. Now we are obviously coming in via e4. Yes, Trace. Sicilians are always very, very busy games where lots is going on. Rook e5, that's a 1970s example of a mouse slip, where one wanted to play Rook e4, but failed to do so. Okay, we got there now. Alright, now I need some fun. Fun ideas. Rook e4 would have been met by Rook e1. I missed that. Bobfish. Thank you, buddy. That was a neat tactic, by the way. I skipped through it very quickly, but yeah, Rook e4 is not completely winning because of Rook e1. It's very cheeky crosspin idea. Right, so we went Rook e4 now, and now is the question of how are we going to bring about some carnage city? Rook AE. I don't know what that is. B4 wins. Does it though? Can't I just take it? Or maybe even take the, I don't know. It looks promising. Definitely, it does look very, very, very promising. As a matter of fact, guys, in this position, black has an absolutely bananas move. I wonder who will find this. No, it's not Rook b4. It's a very logical idea to play Rook b4 here, but it's not it. Does win, but check this out. Super farts, wow. What a name. Rook e2, ladies. Rook e2. And after take, we have got a mate hanging, a rook hanging, another rook hanging. This is on your back. But no, b4 wasn't played. Knight takes b2 was. Shach. Shach. And knight takes c3. And now the king's defense has been absolutely demolished. And everything is hanging. The finale is beautiful, which is why I showed you this game. Rook a8. Yes, but we're just about to call it a day. By the way, this is a very bad blunder because of queen c6. Oh boy. According to the machine, knight e2 just wins on the spot because of takes. And this is a tad too much to handle. Check. Check. And what do we do now, ladies? Who can see the finish? Yeah. Queen c4. That can't block because of queen takes and the whole shebang is pinned. So yeah, Rook a8 must have been a time trouble blunder here. Now we still have a bit of work to do. Let's dodge the queen trade. Actually, at this point, according to the machine, white is winning. Jesus. Not now, Mr. Thank you, not now. Oh my god! Look at this sequence. It looks completely winning for black, right? What do you think black played here, guys? This is such a beautiful finish. What do you think black played here? Rook b2, exactly. How does white, not black, white win the game after rook b2? Which is a totally kindergarten motif. Oh my. I can't believe they did this. This had to be the greatest time scramble because rook b2 is move 39. This is move 39. I swear to God that the flags would have been just about to fall. Because there's no other way they would have blundered the way they did. This is bananas. Queen a4 was played, which allowed a fantastic finish. Rook d3 would have won the game. Would it? Oh, except before got the mate. Wow. It's time for me to call it off. I'm getting tired. Now, queen a8 doesn't help because then I go king h7. Rook d3 was the right idea, but the wrong execution. What is the right idea, right execution? Exactly, it's rook c4. And white wins. And this is a textbook case of chess tragedy of the highest order, because instead white played queen a4, still defending the mate, but completely falling for what? Rook b1, ladies. Imagine that. One move. You playing queen a4 and not rook c4. Thousands of dollars. Potentially a world champion candidate placement versus not at all. It's decided by one little move like that. That is absolutely devastating when you play a game like that. Take, checkmate, see ya. That's how it ended. Now, to my mind, it's always an interesting debate to say now that did black deserve to win this? Or did white deserve to save it rather and win with rook c4 when in the entire game they were completely dead lost? But I don't think that these discussions make sense because when your opponent is dead, you need to put them away. And black failed to do so, so yeah. That's that. Alright, ladies, I'm gonna call it a night because tomorrow I have got things to do. But it was a good fun. It was a very good fun. I don't know. I don't know if black should have lost or not. It's so hard to tell, man. No. Woodpecker is infinitely better than doing Puzzle Rush. Puzzle Rush is the most brain-dead activity you can do. Oh, wait. Alexandra is streaming. Huh, I didn't know that. Or rather, I didn't know that her name was Deep Fear, I suppose. Let me check this out very quick. Wait, was it Deep Fear? Oh my god. Can someone, guys, link me Alexander Prado's Twitch name? Because I seem to be terrible at these things. Oh, it's Alexandra Chess. I'm being an idiot. Okay, never mind. Rightio. Okay. Hatman, thank you. I'm going to raid you off now to greener pastures, ladies. Thank you very much. We'll be back later. Love you all. Take care. Bye. And thanks, Banktown, for the subbies. Oshki, we will do the analysis next time I stream. I won't forget you.
I really hope to see you there. I will say hi to every one of you. If you chat there, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Raiders. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for the raid, Andras. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you had a good stream. And it's very nice the book with you this Volgar, yes. So I was saying I'm taking some challenge, and we have this challenge. If you defeat me in a challenge, 3 minutes, 3 plus 2, 5 or 10 or rapid, I'm going to make a drawing on my face. Okay, we are doing this, and I have some things here, also stickers and glitter. So everyone, right now I'm taking challenge, and if you want to go with me to Kick, I'm streaming on Kick because I'm partnered with Kick, so we are spending time there, chatting, playing chess, hanging out, and we are doing a challenge, 100 hours stream on Kick. So that's why the clock is stopped. So once we go there, we start running again. So 100 hours stream there. Okay? Perfect timing. Yes, thank you so much again for the raid. Thank you. Good morning, Phil. Hi. My son is here. They will think he's my son, like